a quick tutorial on how to trade on Forkdelta. This is the screen that you're going to see. There'll be some sections showing recent trades on the right, an order book and charts in the middle, and then your wallet balances over on the left. The next thing you're going to need to do is connect a wallet to Forkdelta. If you go in this upper right hand corner and click, there'll be a drop down and it'll show that you can choose to open a new account. And what that means is that Forkdelta will generate a wallet for you and you'll be able to save the private key and use that to trade on Forkdelta. But what you can also do is import another account that you have the private key to, or connect your Ledger Nano or your MetaMask wallet. So I think that using MetaMask is probably the easiest way that I've found to trade on Forkdelta. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and I have logged in to my Forkdelta demo account on MetaMask, and I'm going to be using this wallet to trade during this tutorial. Now the next thing you need to do once you have your wallet connected is go ahead and select which token you want to trade. Now there's a couple of different ways to do that. You can either come up here to the top left menu and click on the tokens, and you can scroll through until you find the token you're looking for. Something that's probably easier if you know what you're looking for is to come down here where it says volume, and there's a search button under that. And you can use the name, the symbol, or the contract address to search for what you're looking for to make sure you find the correct token. So I'm going to go ahead and type in OCC. And you'll see it pops up OCC, or Original Crypto Coin. Has a little bit of data about the bids and asking prices. And I'll go ahead and click on that, and it'll take us to the correct order book. Now you'll see here in the order book, here in red, are the sell orders that have already been placed, and here are some buy orders. So if you want to buy some, you need to fill a sell order. You can also place your own order down here where it says new order. But one word of caution there, because this is a decentralized exchange, the way it works is it does not do automatic order matching. If you place an order here with a certain buy or sell price, you're going to need to wait until another user comes along who wants OCC and selects your order out of the order book up above and chooses to do the transaction to fill it. So if you're in a hurry and you want to buy or sell right now, the best way to do that is to go ahead and click on one of the orders in the order book. Now before you can do that, you need to transfer either the Ethereum or the tokens that you want to trade into the Forkdelta smart contract. And you're going to do that in the window here in the upper left. So you can see here that the token in this row that we're dealing with is OCC, and in the bottom row is our Ethereum. And what you'll need to do is make sure that you take some of your Ethereum or your OCC and deposit it into the smart contract. And you can see I've already done that once with a tiny bit of Ethereum right here. And I'll go ahead and do it again just to walk through and show you exactly how that works. So say I wanted to deposit another 0.001 Ether. I'd go ahead and enter that in this box. And I will click deposit, and it says there's some helpful pop-ups, and it says use this to deposit from your personal Ethereum wallet to the current smart contract, which is what the labeled Forkdelta column, and click deposit. And that's going to pop up a verification page. So if you're using MetaMask, this is what that looks like, and click submit. And this is going to pop up a window that says I just created an Ethereum transaction, and it's going to have a transaction ID. And if I go ahead and right click on that, it's going to open up that transaction on Etherscan, and we're going to be able to see that that transaction is pending confirmation, and it should take less than 30 seconds or so to be approved and move officially in from my wallet into the Forkdelta smart contract. And if you go ahead and look at this screen on Etherscan, you'll see that I was moving 0.001 Ether, which is about 50 cents. and that I was using a gas price of 1 gwei, and that the maximum transaction cost or fee is going to be about 12 cents on this, but it's not going to use up all of that gas, so it'll be a little less expensive than that. If for some reason this transaction were to fail, you would see some text in red here that would give an explanation for why it failed, such as running out of gas. So as you can see here, our transaction was successful, and it cost about 1 cent to move my Ether from my wallet to the Forkdelta smart contract. Give this a refresh first to make sure that I've got all of that Ether value in my wallet on Forkdelta, and I do right here. See, it's increased to 0.002. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this order here, and you'll note that if you want to buy, the cheapest sell order is going to be at the bottom of the list there, and I went ahead and clicked on it, and I could buy it all, but you notice that I didn't move enough Ether over in order to purchase the full amount. So the interesting thing is that I don't have to fill the whole order. I can just do a partial fill. So I can go ahead and adjust this to match the amount of Ether that I have. And you'll see that since I wasn't the one who put the order in the order book, there's no fee. All I'm going to be paying for this transaction is the gas. So I'll go ahead and click buy. And then I might get an error like this one that says you cannot trade this order because it already traded. Someone else already traded this order and the order book hasn't been updated yet. So that is one challenge sometimes with these decentralized exchanges. Sometimes the order book doesn't update quite as fast as you might like. The good thing is it didn't put this transaction through, so I didn't waste any gas or have any problems. I'm just going to have to click OK and go ahead up and try to make a different purchase. First, I'm going to go ahead and refresh this. Just to see if I can get the order book to update. It's not updating quite yet, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to move up a few orders up here, and I'm going to hope that maybe I'm going to have better luck with one of these. And I find that that is key when you are buying a token that is really hot and moving really fast, and the Ethereum network is kind of backed up and very busy. You can have greater success making a purchase if you actually don't buy the very first order you see. You pick one that's a couple items up the list and go with that. So we're going to go with that. We're going to adjust to try to match the amount of Ether that we've got. Again, here I have an order for 100,000 OCC for 0.002 Ether. And I'm going to go ahead and click buy. And I'm going to get my notification from MetaMask. I'm going to go ahead and adjust my gas down again. And then I am going to go ahead and click submit. Now I can also adjust the gas limit down a little bit, but I'm going to go ahead and leave this as is in this case. So I've clicked submit, and I've again created an Ethereum transaction, which I'm going to open up in Etherscan. And the first thing I'll see right here is that the transaction information is pending, which means it's going to be picked up in a second. So we'll go ahead and refresh this and see where our transaction is. And we'll see that now the transaction is being processed, and they estimate that it's going to take about a minute to complete. So we're going to go ahead and pause for a second, and we'll hop back on just as soon as that transaction is complete. And as you can see here, this transaction was successful. We've got 4 block confirmations, and it cost about 5 cents to make that purchase of those OCC. So you can see here that the tokens were being moved through the Forkdelta smart contract, and now if we go back to Forkdelta and go ahead and refresh, we should see them in my wallet column. So as you can see here, now that Ether I spent is no longer in the Forkdelta smart contract. It's gone. I've spent it. I do still have my Ether in my MetaMask wallet, which is available for gas. And the tokens that I bought from that order are here on the Forkdelta smart contract. Now, if I wanted to sell those tokens, for instance, I could come down here and click this sell order, and I could select the amount to fill, and I could go ahead and click sell. I'm not going to do that at this time, but it's pretty simple to go ahead and do that. What I am going to do is show you how to move your tokens back into your wallet so that they are yours when you log back into MetaMask later. So what we're going to have to do is withdraw. And so if we go to the withdraw tab, we'll see that here we've got our OCC tokens that are on the Forkdelta smart contract. And if I put that full amount in here and hit withdraw, it'll put it back into my original MetaMask wallet. If on the other hand I want to transfer those tokens someplace else, I can use the transfer function and go ahead and put the address in here. But I'm going to go ahead and withdraw back to my wallet because that seems to be the most common thing that I do when I'm doing an order here. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this number of tokens that I have, put it into the amount field because I want to move it all. And I'm going to go ahead and check the gas station for a safe price again. We see that it's now 0.7, so we're still in good shape. And I'm going to go ahead and click withdraw. And as it says here, it's going to use this button to withdraw from the smart contract back to my personal Ethereum wallet. So I'll click withdraw. I can adjust that gas back down again to keep the cost low and go ahead and click submit. Again, I've created another Ethereum transaction that I can right-click on and view an Etherscan to track the process. And you can see here that the pending transaction is awaiting confirmation. And now you can see that that transaction was successfully processed. Again, for a gas price of 1 Gwei, and it cost 2 cents at the current price of Ether to move my OCC tokens from the Forkdelta smart contract back to my MetaMask wallet. And what you'll see on Forkdelta, if we go ahead and refresh, is that now I don't have any tokens or Ether left in the Forkdelta column, so nothing is left in the smart contract, and I would advise that you don't leave anything there unless you have actually placed an order using the new order section. But if you're done with your transactions, I wouldn't leave anything there. You'll see that everything else is here under my wallet column, 1.1 million OCC and 0.011 Ether. And you will see that that should also match the amount that you can see on MetaMask. And it does. Here's the Ether that I've got. And here are my OCC tokens. Now, don't forget that I will also be posting a video about how to set up MetaMask, add custom tokens, and work in the different user interfaces of MetaMask. But we'll have to do that on another day. If we go ahead and close out of this, I think it's always important to go ahead and log out of MetaMask when we're done with it. Close it up, and we are all done. We can go ahead and close Forkdelta, and we've successfully bought some OCC and moved it back to our wallet. I hope that was helpful to everybody. We'll be adding a bunch more videos with different decentralized exchanges, as well as some tutorials on some different wallets. So please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. If this video is helpful to you, Give us a like,